Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am super excited to talk to you about some book recommendations. So as you guys know, Jordan and I are hosting the Spooky Smart Bitches Readathon in August, and there are 5 prompts, one of which is to read a book over 400 pages. So we are doing a series of recommendations videos in July for each prompt. So if you don't know what you could pick up, what you could read, then maybe you could get some ideas here or on Jordan's channel. Today, I'm gonna do the one that intimidates me the most. I figured let's just get the hardest one out of the way first. So this is to read a book over 400 pages, and I'm a baby. I don't often read over 400 pages. It's very rare for me to do so. I find like 300 and under is like my real comfort zone, because if a really long book goes wrong, I feel really angry and bitter about losing that many hours of my life. These books are either books that I have read and loved and recommend to you, or books that I really want to read and highly recommend based on the fact that I'm like salivating over them. So this list is in order from shortest book, which is around 400 pages, up to I think over 700 pages. So we have like the full range here, depending how much you want to constipate your reading. So let's go ahead and get into it. The first one I want to recommend is The Devil in Silver by Victor LaValle. This comes in at 412 pages. So this one is following a man named Pepper who has been sent to an insane asylum kind of wrongly. He thought he could spend some time in there and then just get out at his will, only once you get in, it's a lot harder to get out. So Victor LaValle is making a commentary on both the prison system as well as mental institutions in America. However, there is another inmate who, unlike Pepper, is not new to the institution. And that being is very old and likes blood, likes killing, and yeah, haunting. I really like mental institution settings because there's so much metaphor and so much can go wrong, you know? And it definitely goes wrong in here. Oh boy, the corpses. My next recommendation is Drawing Blood by Poppy Z. Brite, now Billy Martin. This comes in at 416 pages. This is my favorite horror novel of all time. If you don't like this novel, please don't tell me. I just want to live in the world where everyone likes this. I mean, everyone who likes horror likes this, of course. It's very dark. So the main character's name is Trevor, and he's fleeing his North Carolina home after his father murders the entire family other than Trevor and then commits suicide. And he flees across the country and lodges in like this very small town. It's just super dark, okay? It's so dark. I love it so much. God, I love this novel. So if that sounds at all like your cup of tea, please read it. Please let me know you love it. And if you hate it, don't tell me, because my heart will break into a million pieces. Another one that's 416 pages is Pseudotooth by Verity Holloway. I have wanted to read this ever since I found out about it. This one is following Aisling, who has blackouts and pseudo seizures. Doctors don't know what's wrong with her, and she's put in this aging care home when she discovers a black priest hole and starts to have visions, and I think there's like demonic spirits, and I'm just like, love it. The cover is also so amazing. It sounds bonkers. And also the author, I believe, suffers from the same kind of seizures as her main character. So that's nice for own voices. Hopefully the author doesn't feel like she's haunted by demons. But yeah, I'm so looking forward to this one. Okay, so let's talk Killer Mermaids. This is Into the Drowning Deep by Mira Grant. This comes in at 440 pages. This one is about a research expedition which is going to find out what really happened to the first expedition where there was footage of the crew being slaughtered. So this crew sets out, and the crew is built up of scientists, documentary makers, like pop culture stars who want to like basically Instagram the shit out of it. You know, they get out into the ocean, and everything that lives in the abyss should not be fucked with. That is the moral of this story. This does have some really gory scenes and some body horror, and it was great. And I highly recommend it. especially if you like ocean stuff. I'm not scared of the ocean. I loved everything about the ocean parts of this book. But if you are scared of the open ocean, then this book will probably make you shit your pants. The next book that I really want to read on this list is Rotters by Daniel Kraus. This one is following 16-year-old Joey, who when his mother dies, he goes to live with his father, who lives in rural Iowa. And his father gets by grave digging and grave robbing. And it sounds like it's going to be gross and wonderful. The last one on this list that I haven't read but really want to read is The Plague Stones by James Brogden. So this one follows Londoners who are tired of the city and they move to this quiet, quaint town in the remote countryside. And the village is surrounded by plague stones. Basically, the people who had plague in the old days couldn't enter the village beyond those stones. Well, this village might have a secret about how they keep the binding of the stones working in modern times. And oh my god, when I heard about this, I was like, ritual sacrifice who? Take my money, what? James Brogden. So this is on my current, like, next time I order a set of books, this is in my cart currently because your girl loves some ritual sacrifice. Okay, so now we're breaking the 500 page barrier. This is Let the Right One In by Ajvide Lindqvist. I never know how to say his name. And this is 513 pages. So this is following a young boy, Oscar, who is really bullied in school, and basically they make his life a living hell. And then one day he meets this strange girl in like his apartment complex playground, and she's really weird, she smells bad, and she's also doesn't know like what a Rubik's Cube is. And they strike up a very unusual friendship, and people start going missing in the town and are brutally, horrifically murdered. So this was lots of fun. This was honestly such a great book. The ending was just one of the best, most satisfying endings of all time. If you like retribution by blood and by flesh, then this would be for you. Like, you know, sometimes you want people to say apologies. That's great. I'm like not one of those people when I read dark books. I want people to die, and brutally. So this book was absolutely like amazing. I really recommend it, really love it. And yeah, if that is your cup of tea, please read this book. So I couldn't not put this book on this list, so I'm actually doubling up with the Mira Grant recommendations in this video. I don't care, I can do what I want. This is Feed by Mira Grant. This is about zombies. But y'all, okay, I'm not a huge fan of zombie books. There are, I think, 2 or 3 that I have liked throughout like my whole life. This is one of them, okay? A friend lent me this in Japan and I flew through it in like 2 days, and I just could not put it down. And the end shook me to my core, and I was like, Mira Grant, fucking brutal ending. It was so good. So if you're looking for a zombie book and one that's really freaking long, but it doesn't feel that long because it goes by so fast, the pacing is beautiful, the writing is gory, beautiful, this would be for you to check out. My penultimate recommendation is a Japanese rec that I just couldn't not put on this list. So this comes in at 617 pages. This is Battle Royale by Koushun Takami. So this is about a alternative Japanese society where every year they take a class from a certain school and they have them fight to the death on this island. So some go straight for the weapons, some try to hide it out, some really love the experience, some came back for more. Like, it's dark, it's gripping, there's lots of violence. Basically the whole book's point is for everyone to kill each other off. So, I mean, there is so much death in all different forms in this book. So if you're not sure if you would like the book, or if you don't want to read all 600 plus pages, you can also watch the movie. It is done quite well, but personally the book was really good. I couldn't stop reading it, couldn't put it down, and the ending was quite surprising, I do have to say. And the last book on this list, which is the longest book and my personal recent fave in the bloody genre, I guess, is the Mindfuck series by St. Abbey. Technically, you could say each book is only 100 pages, but I read it all together as one, and the bind-up of all of it is over 700 pages. So this one, I believe, was just taken off of Kindle. I suspect maybe because it's so dark and gory. I'm not sure, but the author does sell the book in the bind-up that's over 700 pages. So this is about Lana, who is a serial killer, and she has been plotting revenge against people who hurt her and her family in the past for over 10 years. And when she starts off her killing spree, she runs accidentally into an FBI agent who is investigating the string of gruesome, very gruesome murders. And they kind of start this relationship. And this is shelved as dark romance, but it is not, okay? Dark romance is kind of a secondary plot. The first one is horror thriller. This series is really good. My husband just binged them all yesterday. He read it all in one day. He couldn't put it down, and he agreed. The first book reads a little more heavy on the dark romance, but then once you are maybe 20-25% of the way in, it is so gory, so gruesome. Loved it. Also, a character that is bent on revenge and really single-mindedly focused, and they get it in like some of the best ways possible and some of the most memorable torture death scenes I've read in recent memory. So that wraps up my video for 400 plus page recommendations for the Spooky Smart Bitches readathon. If you have any recommendations for horror, spooky or dark books which are over 400 pages, please leave them down below so that other people can see the recs as well. And if you're looking for even more recommendations, Jordaline is going to be posting up a video for this recommendation on her channel as well. Thank you so much for watching. If you have made it this far, please comment an apple emoji down below after the Mindfuck series cover, which I actually do like. And I will make sure that you get that gold star down below in the comments. All right, I will chat to you guys in another video soon. Bye for now.